I'm Adam.
And I'm Acorn.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Hey, Acorn.
Adam, have you ever noticed how awesome trios are? Like a bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwich? Classic trio.
That's kind of a weird choice for a pig to come up with. In my class, we have a trio of best friends who are inseparable.
Yeah? Are they as inseparable as me, my hot sauce, and a burrito?
I doubt anything as inseparable as you and your hot sauce. Those kids do everything together, though.
Do they snort when they laugh? That's how you know it's a true trio.
I've never heard of that before. I guess they haven't reached that level yet. Do you have any favorite trios?
Of course. The Three Musketeers, the Three Stooges, and the Holy Trinity of food. Hot sauce, and more hot sauce.
That's just one thing repeated 3 times.
Exactly. It's 3 times as awesome. Just like a pig, a teacher, and a bottle of hot sauce having a conversation. Classic trio.
In today's book, 2 penguins named Roy and Silo were a little bit different from the others, but their desire for a family was the same. And with the help of a kindly zookeeper, Roy and Silo get the chance to welcome a baby penguin of their very own. Let's get started. And Tango Makes Three by Justin Richardson and Peter Parnell, illustrated by Henry Cole. In the middle of New York City, there's a great big park called Central Park. Children love to play there. It has a toy boat pond where they can sail their boats. It has a carousel to ride in the summer and an ice rink to skate on in the winter. Best of all, it has its very own zoo. Every day families of all kinds go visit the animals that live there. But children and their parents aren't the only families at the zoo. The animals make families of their own. There are red panda bear families with mothers and fathers and furry red panda bear cubs. There are monkey dads and monkey moms raising noisy monkey babies. There are toad families and toucan families and cotton-top tamarin families too. And in the penguin house, there are penguin families. Every year, at the very same time, the girl penguins start noticing the boy penguins, and the boy penguins start noticing the girls. When the right girl and right boy find each other, they become a couple. 2 penguins in the penguin house were a little bit different. One was named Roy, the other one was named Silo. Roy and Silo were both boys, but they did everything together. They bowed to each other and walked together. They sang to each other and swam together. Where Roy went, Silo went too. They didn't spend much time with the girl penguins, and the girl penguins didn't spend much time with them. Instead, Roy and Silo wound their necks around each other. Their keeper, Mr. Gramsay, noticed the 2 penguins and thought to himself, they must be in love. Roy and Silo watched how the other penguins made a home, so they built a nest of stones for themselves. Every night, Roy and Silo slept there together, just like the other penguin couples.
Have you ever seen a penguin?
Of course, penguins are fascinating birds.
Birds? You mean to tell me those waddling tuxedo wearers can fly?
Well, no, they can't fly, but they're excellent swimmers.
So they're like underwater chickens?
Sort of, but more like aquatic athletes. They can dive deep and swim really fast.
Can they swim in hot sauce?
What? No, don't be weird. They swim in cold water.
Ah, figures. No wonder they always look so serious. A little hot sauce would spice up their lives.
Penguins are actually quite playful. They slide on their bellies for fun.
Sliding on bellies? Sounds like my kind of party. But where's the hot sauce?
No hot sauce, Acorn, just snow and ice.
Snow and ice? Geez, penguins need better hobbies, like trying different hot sauces. Maybe they'd smile more.
Penguins don't really smile, Acorn. They're birds, not pigs.
Maybe they should take some pointers from me. Hot sauce and confidence goes a long way.
I'll keep that in mind next time I meet a penguin. And every morning, Roy and Silo woke up together. But one day, Roy and Silo saw that the other couples could do something they could not. The mama penguin would lay an egg. She and the papa penguin would take turns keeping the egg warm until finally it would hatch. And then there would be a baby penguin. Roy and Silo had no egg to sit on and keep warm. They had no baby chick to feed and cuddle and love. Their nest was nice, but it was a little empty. One day Roy found something that looked like what the other penguins were hatching, and he brought it to their nest. It was only a rock, but Silo carefully sat on it, and sat, and sat. When Silo got sleepy, he slept, and when Silo was done sleeping and sitting, he swam and Roy sat. Day after day, Silo and Roy sat on the rock. But nothing happened. Then Mr. Gramsay got an idea. He found an egg that needed to be cared for, and he brought it to Roy and Silo's nest. Roy and Silo knew just what to do. They moved the egg to the center of their nest. Every day they turned it so each side stayed warm. Some days Roy sat while Silo went for food. Other days it was Silo's turn to take care of their egg. Man, I remember when my wife told me that we were having our first kid, I spent hours reading baby books and childproofing the house. Tate was coming, and I wanted to be prepared for everything.
Ha! You humans and your baby books. When I found out I was going to have piglets, I just strutted around the barnyard. I didn't need any preparation. Pigs are natural parents.
Oh, sure, natural parents. Did you at least make a nest or something?
A nest? I found the comfiest spot in the barn and plopped down. Done. My piglets would learn to be confident just like me.
Well, I suppose that worked. But with Tate, I remember practicing how to swaddle with the stuffed animal.
Swaddle? What is that?
It's wrapping a baby up snugly in a blanket so they feel secure.
So, basically, a pig in a blanket?
Exactly. And for Emery, our second, I tried to be more relaxed, but I still worried about everything. I didn't want to mess up.
Relax, Adam. If a pig can handle piglets without a fuss, you humans can manage. Just channel your inner acorn and own it.
I'll keep that in mind next time I'm faced with a parenting crisis. Think like a pig.
Got it.
They sat in the morning, and they sat at night. They sat through lunchtime and swim time and supper. They sat at the beginning of the month, and they sat at the end of the month, and they sat all of the days in between. Until one day they heard a sound coming from inside their egg. Peep, 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 it said. Roy and Silo called back. Squawk, squawk. Peep, peep, answered the egg. Suddenly, a tiny hole appeared in the egg shell, and then out came their very own baby. She had fuzzy white feathers and a funny black beak. Now Roy and Silo were fathers. We'll call her Tango, Mr. Gramsay decided, because it takes two to tango. Roy and Silo taught Tango how to sing for them when she was hungry. They fed her food from their beaks. They snuggled her in their nest at night. Tango was the very first penguin in the zoo to have two daddies. Soon, Tango grew strong enough to leave the nest. Roy and Silo took her for a swim, just like all the other penguin families. And all the children who came to the zoo could see Tango and her two fathers playing in the penguin house with the other penguins. Hooray, Roy! Hooray, Silo! Welcome, Tango! They cheered. At night, the three penguins returned to their nest. There they snuggled together, and like all the other penguins in the penguin house, and all the other animals in the zoo, and all the families in the big city around them, they went to sleep.
Adam, you're looking frazzled. Too much time with your family?
You have no idea. My kids were bouncing off the walls all weekend. It was like herding cats.
Ah, the joys of parenthood. At least you didn't have to roll in the mud for fun.
Actually, we made a mud pit in the backyard. The kids loved it, so did the dog. Not so much my wife.
Mud pits are great. I can show them the best wallow techniques. They'll be experts in no time.
Thanks, Acorn. I'm sure my wife would love more mud in the house.
Well, you could always go for a family trot instead. Good exercise, fresh air, and fewer mud stains.
A trot? My kids would probably end up in a tree or something.
Trees aren't bad. They offer shade, and you can find tasty acorns nearby.
Maybe I'll try it out. Or I could just hide in the bathroom with a good book.
If you need a lookout, I'm your pig. Just don't blame me if I eat all the snacks.
If you've been hiding out with us to listen to a book today, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'm Adam.
And I'm Acorn.
And this is Where There's a Williams, There's a Way. Author's note. All of the events in this story are true. Roy and Silo are called chin-strap penguins because of the delicate line of black feathers and loops under their beaks, as if to hold a hat in place. After years of living side by side in the Central Park Zoo, they discovered each other in 1998, and they have been a couple ever since. Tango, their only chick, was born from an egg laid by another penguin couple named Betty and Porky. That couple had often hatched their own eggs, but they had never been able to care for more than one at a time. In 2000, when Betty laid 2 fertile eggs, Rob Gramsay decided to give Roy, Silo, and one of those eggs a chance to become a family. If you go to the Central Park Zoo, you can see Tango and her parents splashing about in the penguin house, along with their friends, including Nipper, Squawk, Charlie, Wasabi, and Pee-wee. There are 42 chin-strap penguins in the Central Park Zoo, and over 10 million chin-straps in the world. There's only one Tango. Did you know the word tango comes from the places where African communities used to dance? Though the name was originally tambo, it was also the first couple dance in Europe to include improvisation.